Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. So this is game 4 of the Brawler Bash 2014 tournament, my Empire versus a Tomb King's army. This player I've met before. He's a fan of the channel. Is kind of looking forward to playing this. I have to admit though, you're in a competitive tournament. It's nice to go against a lower tier book. I mean, Tomb Kings can be tough, and I think he has a real interesting list here. But there certainly were some worse matchups I was worried about. So this is a dawn attack scenario, but instead of rolling where you deploy units, you just have to put 2 units in each of the 3 sections across the table. You get 1,000 victory points at the end of the game if you have a unit with fortitude within 6 inches into the center of the table. If both of you have that, you have to split those 1,000 points. And I'm using a card where I get an extra 500 points if I control more table quarters than my opponent, and that again is done with fortitude. So, starting on the right, he's got a unit of chariots. He's got a war sphinx behind him. Big unit of Necropolis Knights. I never even considered somebody taking this many, and I didn't really have a chance to talk with them about how they work normally, like if that really works well for him. But certainly is a lot. He's got his list called it a bone giant. I think it might be called something else in the book, but whatever it is, I'm going to say bone giant there. He's got a bunker. Those look like Tomb Guard. They're actually just sword and board skeletons. He's got 2 characters. One's his Tomb Herald Battle Standard Bearer, and the other one is Arcan the Black. This guy is nasty. He's a level 5 Lore of Death caster. So that means he doesn't have to bring the Lore of the Lore of Tomb Kings. Sorry about that. Um, just nasty. And if I don't force him to use all his dispel dice in my magic phase, he can store, I think, up to 3 of them and use in his magic phase. So he can get real big phases, and he's a level 5. He's just brutal. There's 2 more bunkers back there. One of them has a Lich Priest level 4 light. Scroll of Mighty Incantations is an interesting one. It's one use only, and you can add 4 dice to a spell. But if you roll any doubles, it's Irresistible Force and a miscast. Well, that's actually he can lose this guy, and it doesn't really matter. So there's not a huge downside for it. So that's a great little item. That monster turned sideways is his Hyro Titan. And he's got another Bone Giant, another Sword and Board Bunker, and another War Sphinx. So, handgunners in the corner, demis, all my War Machines, Master Engineer. My card allows me to Vanguard 1 core unit and any characters in that unit. So I decided it'd be brilliant to Vanguard up my Inner Circle Knights with Karl Franz. There's some archers in the bottom with my level 4 Lore of Fire, more demis, my Horde of Halberdiers, and then Steam Tank. This game I really decided I wanted to use the Steam Tank as a cannon more than anything else because he just had so many monsters on the table that just needed to get shot. So I started him pretty far back. I used my archers and Hurricanum here in the right section because I had to put 2 units there. I figured, when I deployed him, I was thinking the archers, I would just move them over, and I don't really have a plan for them this game. And then after turn 1 or so, I realized that I need to get table quarters, and having this unit over here in this table quarter might actually be good for me. Hurricanum, I figured I had time to get him to the action before I needed him. I won the turn to go first, and it looks like that. So, yeah, I moved these guys over 10, and then I turned them around so they could at least shoot at his fast cav. My Karl Franz unit actually shuffled to the right, which was an absolutely huge mistake because I wasn't thinking that his Necropolis Knights could see me and really aren't all that far away. I was hoping he would charge his giants in, fail with 1, make it with 1, because I think Karl Franz can kill a giant before the giant even gets to attack. And so it'd be a nice way to be able to take one out of the game without having to shoot at it, because there's so many things to shoot at. So that's what I was thinking about, but I was so fixated on that I just didn't even consider a flank charge by a unit of 9 Necropolis Knights. Oops. Yeah, here's the far left. So because this is Brawler Bash 2014, I shoot a cannon at his Hyro Titan. I get past it, any kind of protection he has. I wound him, and then I roll a single wound. That has been the theme of the tournament. Let's see, here in the middle, I get rid of 4 out of 5 fast cav. I don't remember how I did it. It might have been magic or something. And on the far right, my archers that turned around actually killed 2 of his fast cav, so I'll take that. Go to Tomb King's turn 1. So I didn't take, for some reason this game there were several turns where I just didn't take pictures. But basically, he charged with both Bone Giants and with his Necropolis Knights into my general's unit. One failed. One Bone Giant made it in the front, and his Necropolis Knights made it to the flank. And that is not a good place to be. And it pins Karl Franz in place, so he can't step up to the front rank and deal with a Bone Giant. And he's being attacked by all these guys with Killing Blow, which is really scary. And I will say that with all the attacks on Karl Franz, he had 2 regular wounds and one Killing Blow on Karl Franz. And I armor saved the 2, and I ward saved the 3rd one. His bunker in the back are just forever away and behind everything from my demigryphs, but he always hits on 5s. He hits and wounds twice, and I roll Snake Eyes for armor saves and take 2 wounds on my demigryphs. This is what it looks like after combat. First of all, I'm so lucky that Karl Franz is alive. Every attack he can is going on him. The Bone Giant, when that thing charges in, every wound it does, it gets more attacks, and it doesn't stop at 1. It goes over and over and over, and that Bone Giant ate my knight unit. It's strength 6, so I have a 4-up armor save, and I could not make my saves, and he just kept on killing and killing. So Necropolis Knights actually didn't do all that much. They just almost killed Karl Franz, but that Bone Giant just tore me up. We did some wounds to it. I can't read from here how many, but some. The good news is we stuck, and I'm going to be able to countercharge with some demigryphs. The bad news is I think I'm going to lose Karl Franz no matter what. I just got too lucky this turn. So Empire turn 2. Demis in the flank of the Necropolis Knights. Demis into the flank of the Bone Giant. I loved having the Demis in position to do that. They are so rock solid. They're just undercosted, to be honest. Positioning the steam tank just to get the shots that I need. You see how he's aiming at one giant, trying to take him. If you look at the top left, his Higher Titan, there's a blue mark there. That means that my cannons shot and killed that thing. So got that off the table because he was ready to, well, I'm not worried about him charging into combat. The Higher Titan is given a spellcaster plus D3 to every single cast, and the Lore of Death, the guys just scared me. After combat, it looks like that. Yeah, Karl Franz couldn't stand up to the abuse. He dies. But the demigryphs into the flank of the Bone Giant kill him. My guess is he couldn't even attack because I didn't take any wounds there. I did a lot of wounds. I mean, the demigryphs did okay, but I was -1 strength and toughness, and I believe he was -1 to hit. Just because of the Lore of Death. But even with all that, with the combat resolution, we did well. I did a major reform with my knights. It actually ended up pulling them back towards my lines, but just to get as many attacks as I could. You know what? I don't really care about the knight unit. They're done for this game. But if I could keep that banner alive, so at the end of the game, he's the one that can sit at the middle of the table and give me 1,000 victory points, that would be very nice. So I don't really care if the warrior priest dies. I don't care if the one knight dies. I just need that banner to stay alive. Tomb King's turn 2. Bone Giant charges the demigryphs. That could go... Man, if I don't make some 4-up armor saves, that could go really bad for me. Let's see other things that happen here. Yeah, so there's that. He charged his 1 remaining fast cav into the flank of my Hurricanum. I thought it was a brilliant move because I'm likely not going to wound him. He's likely not going to wound me, but he's going to win by a flank and a charge. I'll be leadership 7. So if he wins by flank and a charge, I'm on a 5 rerollable. I think it's a great plan. I actually scored 2 hits against him. I only have 2 attacks against him because my horses can't attack. They both hit, they both wound, and he makes both armor saves. His chariots tried to come in as well, and they failed it. And that's kind of nice because they are kind of out of the action, away from everything. Over here is War Sphinx on the left, moves around so that all my demis can do is start charging his bunkers. And the one right in front of me, there's no characters there, but it won't take demis long to chew through them. But I'm not going to do it in one charge, and his War Sphinx can countercharge, which means I just have to kill it, shoot it on my turn. After combat, it looks like that. Yeah, the warrior priests and knights take no damage whatsoever. I got very lucky there. He kills 1 demigryph. I do 3 wounds to his Bone Giant, and all this, and there's some wounds to the Necropolis Knights. I can't read the pink die, and that includes combat as well as combat resolution. So yeah, I think I'm going to win this. I think I'm going to win the grind, and so I'm comfortable with that. And the Hurricanum lost combat and stuck on leadership 5. I think at the time it was rerollable. So Empire turn 3. Halberdiers start making up in the action. I don't really have a huge use for them, but you never know, and the reroll could be helpful with those demis. So they move up. Steam Tank moves up to shoot at that monster he has. There's this. Yeah, like I said, I mean, unless he gets just some killer magic phases, I'm just going to chew through them very quickly. Cannons open. Matter of fact, the handgunners, the Hellblaster volley gun, they open up on his War Sphinx, but even the Hellblaster volley gun is wounding on sixes. They got him down to, I think, just a wound left, and something like that. And the Steam Tank opened up and was able to finish him off. And then his other War Sphinx that started way over here, I had cannons to spare, and so I killed him. And I don't remember how deployment went, and he had to put 2 units over there. I get that, but it was just really nice for me that he was spread out, so I had time. I could target monsters that were immediately threatening and wait on the other ones, and then before they got really in the game, I had time to shoot at them. After combat, yeah, it really does no wounds to me, and I think the Demi's Griffs just killed the giant, and then through combat res or whatever, Necropolis Knights go away. And with Monster not there, I'm not worried about this. Demigriffs are going to own it, and I've got other Demigriffs coming up. His best bet is probably to countercharge, but even then, Demis are great against Strength 3, Toughness 3 troops. My opponent, this time, I couldn't do a wound to him still. He still has a flank. He wins by 1. I am on a 6, and the Hurricanum sticks. I don't need the Hurricanum in this game, but it's nice that he's just kind of sitting there. So I forgot to take a picture again, but basically, his Wizard Bunker charges my Inner Circle Knights. I flee. He redirects into the Demigriffs. Chariots charges Hurricanum, but he was in my flank, and because of where his other guy was, only one guy could hit me, so his impact hits didn't really do a whole lot. My Acolytes finally kill his Fast Cav. I lose combat. He wins. He doesn't catch me, and he's sitting right there. And the Steam Tank is just going to plow into those guys as long as he can generate steam points. I think I'm at 9 wounds, so I should be okay. That's a bad place to be if you're a Chariot. So, yeah, this is when I'm gonna swap pictures. Yeah, so this is the blue dots here, the purple sun that my opponent cast on his turn. I don't know why I put it on the picture of my turn, but basically cast purple sun, and it killed a Demigriff and killed my Hellblaster volley gun. So. Boom, there we go. That's what happened before this. That's why I'm missing a Demi. He did not kill a Demi in combat. He came in. I did a wound to his general. I think there was a wound picked up by his battle standard bearer that I got on the general, but he has on a 2-up, he can steal a wound. Again, I'm very comfortable with my position there. So Empire turn 4. It looks like that. The Steam Tank goes barreling into his chariots. The Inner Circle Knights rally, which was very, very nice. And Demigriffs charge in to 1, kill his battle standard bearer, and 2, just begin to mop up his bunkers. So this is Archon the Black right here. He's the one I'm really worried about. I need him dead. His magic phases really scare me. Yeah, there's that. I have no question at all I'm going to win that one. After combat, yeah, 1 bunker is finally just completely destroyed. This other one, you can see how it went. His BSB's gone. At this point, I think I've done 2 wounds to his general. Whatever. I mean, his general's not long for this world. So 2 Kings turn 4. What can he do? He charges his other bunker in. He's desperate at this point. I don't blame him for the choice. After combat, his general is still alive, clinging to 1 wound left. I've totally mopped up that unit. It's all mop up at this point. Empire turn 5. I put my Inner Circle Knight banner right in the center of the table. I move people up, but I just don't need anything. All he has left on the table is pretty much what you see right there. And afterwards, his general dies. He's going to start crumbling. And I shot his last fast cav too. So all he has left is 1 bunker at the end of turn 4. And he said, "You've got 2 more turns to kill them. I think you're going to kill them." I agree, and we end the game. So huge victory for the Empire. I really think, in hindsight, this game, the thing that helped me the most was the scenario where he had to spread out his units. And I don't know if it would have been better to spread out differently, but having chariots and monster all the way across the other side of the table that really didn't do anything all game was hugely helpful. And then when the chariots finally did come in and have them just kind of land right by the steam tank, it was just awful luck. But yeah, I think my list was just very well tailored against a list like this, because I had enough shooting that I could deal with the monsters as long as I had time to do it. Archon the Black was really scary. My opponent's magic phases were just awful. He would throw 5 dice at a spell and roll like a 1, a 1, a 2, a 2, and a 3. I mean, it was just really bad. So I think because I was able to weather his magic, it turned out so overwhelming like this. If just a few things went differently with his magic phases, not his allocation of dice, but just more average dice rolling, I think the game would have been a lot closer. So after 4 games, I'm 3-1. First 2 games I wasn't very happy with, but game 3 and game 4 were big wins. So this was on table I think table 16, and after this I'm going up to table 8. So out of 46 tables playing on table 8, I can't complain. And we go into game 5. Hope you enjoyed it.